Hi, I'm Matt Southam. Welcome to the Stretch Zone podcast, where each week we get together with entrepreneurs, business owners and professionals to discuss their experiences in pushing to reach their goals and what principles we can apply in our own lives in order to learn, grow and succeed. Welcome to the Stretch Zone podcast. Today my guest is Chris Beveridge. So Chris, thank you for joining me today. How are you?
I'm very well, Matt. Thank you.
Good. So we've got a couple of topics we're going to cover, but first of all, for listeners who don't know you, tell us a little bit about you and your background and what it is you do.
For the last 5 years, I started a discount card, which has grown phenomenally. So the fact that now it goes as far north as Uckfield, far west as Brighton, great coverage in little market towns such as Helsham, and it just encourages people to discover great independent businesses across Sussex.
That's brilliant. That's superb. Yeah, and obviously I know about the card, and I've had I've got one obviously, and it's I know that you have grown it, and it's moved from town to town, and you have different designs regularly, don't you? And
yes,
it's sort of been a constant sort of almost change as it's grown, I guess. Because this now the 1066 card, isn't it? And it was city cards, individual ones, and
because it started with the Hastings card, a lot of people thought you could only use it in Hastings.
Okay.
And then as you added like the battle card, people thought you could only use it in battles. We're thinking, there's only like 30 shops or restaurants on the card, which is not bad for battle.
No.
Because it's the high street and then what is peripheral to that as well.
Yeah.
So the 1066 card was sort of a way just to make it easier for people to understand you can use it in 1066 country.
Yeah.
I was in a meeting yesterday in Lancing, so meeting people from Crawley and Worthing, and they're like, the 1066 card, that's all very well, but we can't use it over here. It's like, yes, I know. I've learned my lesson. It can be expanded.
Yeah.
So you could go to Sussex, you could go south of England, and something else.
Okay, so maybe that's our first lesson today. Think bigger than maybe you're initially thinking when you start. Possibly, I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't have any sort of visions of grandeur when I started. I just wanted to have something that would have some kind of meaning. So when you go into Hastings, you've got that triangle of coffee shops, haven't you? So you've got Jemson's, you've got Nero's, and you've got Costa. And I think Easy Coffee are now going to move in that now become a square. Yeah. Only one of those is truly sort of independent, which is Jemson's, and even that you could say is part of a chain. Yeah. But then you've got Bullet Coffee Shop.
Yeah.
Up at the end of Roberts Street, you've got Promenade and Mungo's as well.
Yeah. So it's all
the
about
card
supporting local.
Makes you walk a little bit further, but then you get free drinks and discounts.
Cool. Okay, so today we're going to talk about two things. First of all, habits and forming good habits, and that's something I think everyone running a business or starting up a business needs. So should we talk about that first of all? So what have you done and what do you do to form good habits within running a business?
Good habits, I think the first one is social media. So that's definitely one of my habits. So I'm looking to create content at least once a day. If I don't have content, if I haven't been able to get into town, get new photos, new video footage, then I'm looking for what people have posted to one of my pages, or I'm looking for stuff that comes up in my timeline. Yeah. And obviously I'm looking for businesses that are already featured on my website and apps, so I can share their stuff. It'll help their organic reach. Yeah. Might introduce a customer who might only have bought the card to get a discount and not catch a venture park. Yeah. But then they are seeing something else as well. Yeah. Also, with emails, so a lot of the transactions that I have, people buy the card off the website, so I get emails from there. So it's the follow-up email. So thank you very much for buying a card. And then that then has the link for Trustpilot. Yep. So in a couple of weeks' time, you can set that. It's all free. You can set it up so 4 weeks later, once I've had a chance to use the card, it'll ask for a review. I don't always get one, but those kind of habit-forming things.
So it's getting that into that sort of marketing habit of not, even when you're busy, still putting your content out there, still checking in with customers. Yes. And without that, it's very easy. Lots of people do social media really well for a week and then stop. Yeah. And
you want to be providing stuff that's interesting. So. Yeah. Coming up now for the 5th year, so I'm out to town today, spend some money, get some prizes in, so Southside Rappers, bit promotion for Ian, so we're going to do a competition so people can win a rap, get lunch for 5 days. Yeah. and down to rainbows. Toffee crumble is the thing that Arthur always sells. So buy a jar of toffee crumble, promote his business, and show people that the card has like a variety of applications for it.
Yeah, so you've worked really hard to sort of promote local independent businesses, and like I say, coming up for 5 years now. And
without them, I'd have nothing.
No.
It'd literally be a plastic card that no one would be interested in.
Yeah, okay. And one of the ways you've done that is lots of social content, lots of content to grow that. But we were going to talk about referrals as well, because that's obviously a massive way to grow your business. So talk to me about referrals, how you feel they fit into the marketing sort of funnel, and how it works for you.
Okay, so LinkedIn is probably the social media platform I don't use that much, but it's probably where I get the most valuable pieces of advice from, some like people doing blogs and things like that.
Yeah.
So I've got an old school friend called Kevin Brocklebank, who's got a company called One Red Kite, and he's very much in travel retail. So when you go to an airport and you've gone through security, what is your then journey? How are people interacting with you, particularly people who are trying to sell you? Are they bored? Are they not really engaging? Are the products placed in the right thing? So obviously he's quite an expert in retail, so I asked him for sort of advice, and he recommended a book called Contagious, which you've read by Jonah Berger. And the thing that really hit me from that was the whole thing of remarketing. So because it's just me at the moment doing this business, I have window stickers. But if someone's in a business, it's not like Tesco where they've been told, can I have your Nectar card, can I have your Tesco Club card. If they're in the shop, they're not going to say, do you have a Hastings card, do you have a 1066 card? Because they're already there. Why would they want to give them any money off?
Yes, why give them discount?
So the fact that someone has either bought a card off me when I've been like selling on the streets, festivals, in a tourist attraction because they sell them in gift shops, or they've come the really difficult way of finding my website and then going through all the links to actually purchase a card. When I send it to them, I give them another card.
Okay.
Now the reason I do that is because they're my type of customer, because they've already become a member.
Purchased from you. Yep.
So I'm thinking they probably have friends who are similar. So let's be generous and give them a card. Got another member using it.
Yeah.
And they might then come back the next year if they've got value out of it and they've actually used it.
Yeah, because it's a yearly subscription.
Yeah, these ones, I'm really generous with the amount. So now, if you buy a card, it's valid till the end of 2020.
Oh, okay, right.
I do short print runs. So,
yeah.
And when I first started, I was printing like thousands of cards. And then it was like, right, that's going off to recycling. That can be done that way. And then also, for referrals as well. So I'm always looking to work with other people. So PTAs are a great way to reach my kind of demographic. So people with families, people who are looking to spend money but also to save money.
Yeah.
Eastbourne Voice, Eastbourne Volunteers Hub. So I did a special edition Eastbourne card for them, which they're sort of calling the Eastbourne Volunteers Reward Card, but it's got Eastbourne card on there. Yeah. So there's 1,000 members, and again, because I'm not looking at making money from this, I want it to have meaning and impact, and that one doesn't have an expiry date.
No.
So they can just keep using them. So, and it's also good because I can say then there's a minimum 1,000 people using this when I'm trying to get a new business come on board.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, I mean, growing the business via that referrals, as in getting people interested, maybe even giving cards away, but also those sort of alliance partners, so people who have already got that database of possibly 1,000 members, allows you to get the cards in front of them.
It gives you credibility.
Yeah.
I mean, when I first started, I thought 13,000 people reach organically is great. But when you've got someone like Half Man, Half Burger who are like, still on the wish list, but they don't really need me. They don't,
No.
It's just probably ridiculous. Having done, I do all the consulting for Not Catch, so I'm producing videos for them. And, the last campaign that we did reached 40,000 people organically, and that was a competition. But what the card has done is allowed me to have those relationships with different people. Yeah. So I bought Urban Jump in Heathfield, Not Catch together. We gave away a Not Catch ticket. They gave away a voucher, and we just mirrored the competition. So they introduced us to their audience.
Yep.
We introduce them to our audience.
Again, another sort of alliance partner situation. And
you think how much that would cost if you wanted to reach 40,000 people on Facebook for people who are actually interested in what you offer.
Yeah.
I'd be looking now to just what I didn't do was put the card in as saying, this is how it came about.
No, but I think that's a really interesting point. A lot of business owners sort of concentrate purely on sort of cold leads and just trying to go out there, hunting as such for new cold prospects and getting them through. But actually, one, looking at your current customers, and can they refer me?
Yep.
And secondly, working with alliance partners and other businesses who have already got a database. They serve a similar type of target market, but you're non-competing, and that's a way to grow a business.
Yes. And I am slightly an anomaly because it's a marketing platform that celebrates and points people towards other businesses all the time. Yeah. And probably what I need to start doing now is start asking those businesses who are seeing regular and new customers through the card to encourage other businesses to create their profile. Yeah.
Yeah, there's another great book called Growth Hacking, I think it is, and one of the stories they talk about is when Hotmail started and how did they get their message out there. And it was very simple. At the bottom of every email it said sent by Hotmail.
Right.
And again, it just helped spread the message. Okay. So, there's little tips like that which I think people miss out on. They're always trying to think of the big advertising, cold prospect type marketing, when actually there are simpler things you can do just with your current customers to get them to spread the message.
I'll go and order that.
I'll send you the
Matters
link.
Up Queen's Road to get my 10% discount.
Excellent. Chris, is there anything you want to add today on what we've spoken about? Or
I'm coming up for 5 years, so I've done this pretty much on my Todd. So like everything, the design, the WordPress website, it's me, it's why it doesn't look great. App development, which I've just pulled from the app stores, and the reason I've done that is because starting a new company, so I now have a business partner, so that's going to be called Near to Me Limited.
Yep.
So it's going to incorporate what I've done with the cards, but that would just be a small facet. So we're going for, because we're talking about habits, what is most people's habit? To go on Amazon, I need something. So you go to Amazon, you click the button, and then it's there the next morning.
Yes.
You just have to go to sleep for 8 hours. So what Kevin Burford, that's my new business partner, he's come from a background of programming for Barclays. So for the last 2 years, he's been building our own platform. And we're looking at building on those kind of habits where people go to Amazon and buy, but bring it over to smaller independent businesses.
Okay.
So people who have the card, or might not have a card, but then would have it afterwards, will come to our app, be able to go to Printed Matters bookshop, for example, see all the books that Lee actually has in stock, buy it from him, the money goes straight to him because he's paying the subscription rate to us.
Yep.
If they've got a card, because there's a digital card as well, then the discount will be applied. And they can go and pick it up, or we do some kind of Uber delivery thing with local people.
Yeah.
But it's just, the threat, I think, for towns is that it will start turning residential, estate agents, charity shops, because people will just be out of the habit of going into town and buying.
Yeah.
So we're hoping to use the tools that Amazon have pioneered and put it into your living room so you can do the same for an independent business. Because it's about meaning at the end of the day. You want to have an impact. You want a place where your kid can go and apply for a job.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's a perfect
part-time
way
job
for a family business rather than franchise.
That's really interesting, and it's been really clear today that you are really passionate about the local businesses and the local community, and helping the local businesses thrive in what is a hard time for high streets. There's a saying, we used to go shopping on the high street and go home for coffee, and now lots of people shop from home and then go to the high street for coffee.
Yes.
And actually trying to reverse some of that and giving people a reason to go to those town centres and visit the independent shops.
I think it's both, isn't it? Really Amazon's not going to go away anytime soon.
No. Online shopping's here and it's here to stay, and it's adapting. Like you say, getting local businesses to use that sort of system that they've developed to be able to, become a local shop that also sells online.
Yes.
So, excellent, Chris. Thank you very much for joining me today.
Thank you for inviting me.
No, it's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you.
Shall we shake hands?
Let's shake hands.
Thank you for watching the Stretch Zone podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, why not subscribe using the links below?